Hey everyone, Thor64 here, and today we are here for some more of the Ratatan demo, this time in recording format. Now we're here to play through some of the runs in the demo. So the last time I played this, there has been several changes that has been made to the demo that is pretty great. No, but there's been like several quality of life updates has been on this. First and foremost, the one that's probably the most important for me is that they actually have. Let me go to display. The vertical sync mode on this. Now, when I first played the initial stream of this, you probably didn't see it in the gameplay, but for me, holy, it was kind of annoying trying to get through these worlds and then having the screen tear up every time I'm moving the screen a little bit. Imagine that with some of the faster Ratatans, it's pain. But they do still have the option to turn it off in case you want to increase frame rate, latency, and all that. Remember, this is a rhythm game, so it's one of those pick your poison kind of deals. Now, of course, I've been playing this a lot on my own time. In fact, if I just hurry up over here, I actually have one of the weapons hit level 50. Unfortunately, there really isn't much you can do with this because it requires elements that you don't have access to in the demo. Maybe it'll unlock, who knows. But for now, I know I played Mizukin within the first stream of this, so this run I'm going to be focusing on just Harigittan. And for each of these videos, I'm only going to do like one run throughout World 2. Well, up to World 2 rather, because as much as I was liking the idea of doing this for multiplayer, I feel like it'd be better to save those for like actual streams, as opposed to doing some, what's the word I'm looking for? Unprompted recordings, I suppose you could say. But hey, let's go ahead and get started on this. And I'm not going to talk too much on these runs either, so just to note, I'm going to use the introductory of World 1 for this. So, I haven't even, last time I played this, I haven't even really explained much of how this freaking game works. So, before we get to all that, the Ratatan we're playing here is Harigittan, who, while he has the most health, is the slowest of the bunch. It doesn't look like it from this gameplay, but once you check out the other ones we're going to be playing in like later videos, you're going to see the difference. You will see the difference, and if you're playing the demo, you will feel it. Holy. But with this game, it's supposedly like a whole setup of going through the amusement park, and who we have in the background here is Fourth Run, or Fourth Run, who basically transports us, the Kobuns, and like the Kobuns behind me here, and the very Ratatan we're playing, into these worlds that we have to traverse and beat these freaking. I keep forgetting their names on this, but it's not like they're going to hit up too much of the story elements in the demo of all things. Maybe that'll change. But these right here, the Ratakurata, is what we use for skills and abilities. Right now we got ice. As you can see on the left side here, we have up to 8 attributes we can find in these worlds. All 8 of them available in the demo. Alright, I'll go over each one of these when I get to the intermissions, but for now I'm gonna just play the actual runs. Let's get it. Okay, we hit an interval. So, the crazy thing about this, if I just pull it up here with the right button on the D-pad, as you can see through these effects, believe it or not, these effects do stack with each other. While the ones on the top are the most active ones you'll be using for like your attacks, your skills, and even the benefits that Ratatan will use, I can only assume that's going to be more so based on something in the early access build of the game that we'll be getting next month. It's not present in the demo, or at least with any of the cards I've seen thus far. Could be different, could be changed, but from what I've noticed on this, while up there at the top, all those are the most active cards, all the gauges you see in the bottom with the 8 elements, these all can stack with each other. So it's effectively like, which build do you want to have the most active? Like for example, I have ice for attack and water for skill. I can replace any one of these at any given moment as long as I have the Ratatan to do so. Alright, let's continue. Ah, yes. So, there's another aspect of this that I know I haven't really covered because of the upgrading system, which I will go back to once we get back to the hub. But these healing springs sometimes will appear in the intervals, very good for healing. And then, again, I'll probably go over more of the details on what they've changed since the last time I played the stream on this. But right now I'm just focusing on just playing through this run, on this build. Just know that once we get to the boss, which is the last interval for this world, there's a lot of good changes. That's all I'm going to leave it at. Okay, the last interval before you get to the boss. So, I normally save the shops for the end of the last interval because look at the options we have. So, first, one of the changes they made is with this healing. So, this heal box normally would only heal the Ratatan, but one of the changes they made is that it actually heals the Kobras, which effectively makes this actually useful because the thing is that between completing runs, the healing springs, and the fact that sometimes with certain abilities you can actually get healing off of the donuts and candy, it was kind of redundant in how many ways you could be able to actually level up, so it's like you never really needed to use it. Now, in contrast to this baby here, the chorus, if you get one of the chorus, you increase your Kobun count. I have it set to where you can get the max amount of 12 within the demo. That's really much for us to explain to it. And then of course more of the Ratakuratas. don't know why I got that when I don't even have a poison on it, but we're gonna work with it. This one's very good. Holy, the Thunder freebie. And now for the boss. Well, the boss just died. But yes, another one of the major changes they made since the last time I streamed this is that they actually rearranged the boss's attack pattern so it actually aligns more in line with those who played like the original Patapon games, for example, which is a very welcomed addition, I'm going to be honest. Now, this game is of course a spiritual successor to Patapon. Rhythm attacks are pretty much your only means of attacking in this game. As a Ratatan, you're mostly just focusing on commanding the Kobuns to fight. There are some abilities that allow you to sort of fight with like skills, like for example the ability to jump, and you'll be able to shoot like water droplets, or what you saw earlier in the boss, shoot out some poison. But effectively speaking, the majority of the time you're basically playing for them to do the attacks. Okay, as you can see, there's a rather dramatic change in the scenery in World 2. I kinda dig it. That's really about all I got to say on this segment here. Oh, right! sometimes you actually get, like during these intervals, you have the option to either continue with getting more of these babies, or you can fight an unknown enemy, which is effectively a mini boss of the world here. I think there's more than one per run. Okay, so as I mentioned, after this boss, I'm gonna be talking about like some of the changes they made with this since the last time I played the stream. Okay, so a quick headset change here. As I was mentioning after beating that boss, the bosses are kind of a cakewalk on this now. Although, do keep in mind that I am using legendary weapons for this whole thing. I even got one of them up to level 50 during my endeavors of playing this because I've been playing it a lot. And that's mostly due to the changes they made to this. So one of the changes, of course, we already went through, is vertical sync, which makes it so that you don't have to worry about a screen tear as you play through the game. The thing about VSync is that you don't always want this to be on by default because there are some instances of latency. So it's like if you have like a really bad monitor with some display lag, you may want to turn this off for that. But, you know, because it's a rhythm game, you want timing, good timing. But other than that, I haven't really talked much about the options. Of course, the commands, it's like you can either have basic commands where you're pressing just one button for the commands, or you could have like a combination of them via the advanced. I usually do that because it's slightly less repetitive. I do like it that way with this. And then the rhythm gauge, the default, it plays more like how you would see a music sheet versus the classic, which is more akin to the Patapon games, which is very nice. And of course the Komutan, in case you ever want to play with like a full lobby but you just can't get all 4 people online. Which is something that's more akin to Patapon 2, which I think is really neat. The other changes was, of course, the boss behavior, which, oh my goodness. It's a blessing in that you don't have to, like, particularly guess what the opponents, like, what the bosses are going to do. Like, at least with the demo, they have fairly similar patterns, but if you're playing it for the very first time, there is a possibility you'll get frustrated and feel like it's a bit of luck. So I'm glad they changed it so you can have more time to react and pick the right commands for it. But that's really about the only major changes they made. Vertical sync, boss behavior changes, and I guess the game just feels a bit smoother now that they actually made it so the actual commands for the inputs for the rhythm is actually a lot easier too. So like getting just inputs is much easier now. Like it feels less strict rather as a whole, which I think is another one of those things that made it more frustrating, especially when you have to guess for bosses and all that. So kudos to them for making those changes on the demo build. And we will be playing the next run with Piokarapa here with their own build. Each Ratatan I have like their own build for this. I have used this for Mimizukyun, and we just finished Harigittan, so of course I'm going to be taking care of this. Mimizukyun's going to come back, don't worry. I'm still more so team... oh my god, I just had their name, now I'm looking like a fraud here. Kelarompa, there we go. I'm more of Team Kelarompa here regarding Ratatan, but we'll get to that when the early access comes up next month. So, with me, I'm kind of signing out for this. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay insane, stay nitro-fueled, stay tuned to this beautiful amusement park, by the way, which I haven't really talked much about the story aspect of it, and I don't think I'm going to until we get to the early access build, because, you know, there isn't much to talk on this just yet. But what there is much to talk about is that you need to stay warped. Stay warped!